Ritu. I'm 35 years old and today I'm here to share a book review. In the month of May, I listened to an audiobook. It was an easy listen. The name of the book is Dear Debbie by Freida McFadden, and this was my very first experience of Freida McFadden. I had no idea on what to expect regarding her writing or how she presents the story itself. But from what I found, she writes a lot of thriller book, and even though it was a very easy listen, there were tons of moments where I found myself thinking, oh, what could happen, what could happen? And then the leading on to it, there was a lot of moments where I I just wanted to keep listening to it and to finish it. And I know in the internet world, a lot of people have their own perspective. Again, internet is this place where people have a lot of perspective, and it is very good to share the perspective as well. From my perspective, if you are very new to reading, or if you're very new to thrillers, which I'm very new to thrillers, I don't really read a lot of thrillers or listen to a lot of thrillers, but it was very easy to listen to, especially when I'm working out, when I'm cooking, or even when I'm out in the walk. It was a very good listen. So let me give you a little bit of a storyline on this one, of this book. We're gonna let that go by. Hope everyone is okay. Okay. I think they're okay. Hope everybody's okay. So the storyline, the mother's name is obviously Debbie, and then the husband is Cooper. This could be also a spoiler if you don't want to listen to it. I totally get it. The husband's name is Cooper. They have two daughters, and then they live in Massachusetts, which was something that I found very interesting. They live in Hingham, Massachusetts, because I lived in Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts, for almost 6-7 years of my life. So this was something that kind of took me back to Massachusetts, which was a wonderful experience for me and a little bit nostalgic as well. So the story kind of starts with this, giving this illusion that, so Debbie basically writes this column for a local town newspaper called Dear Debbie. That's why the name of the book is Dear Debbie. And she basically gives it's an advice column, so she writes basically advice. But prior to that, she was an MIT student. She was, I believe she was either studying computer science or software engineering, either one of them. Don't quote me on that. Totally forgot about it already. But she sort of drops out, and which we kind of tend to find out as we listen to the book more. And there was a reason why she dropped out. And then she is married to her husband, Cooper, who is an accountant who's really good with numbers. Debbie is good with tech. Now she decides to make different types of apps and stuff, so she basically takes care of the tech department for the family itself, right? So long story short, the book gives this illusion in the beginning that the husband is having an affair, and then the wife, which is Debbie, is sort of like a vigilante, right? So if someone that she dearly cares about is being treated wrong in any way, she steps into that power and takes care of whatever needs to be taken care of. So there is that aspect of it. So it also shows that the husband is sort of having an affair. Later, come to find out, there's a big suspense on that. I'm not going to reveal it. So the story kind of keeps going on and on. The husband loses the jobs because he asks for a promotion and a raise. He wants to be a partner in the firm. The boss completely denies it. The wife, which is Debbie, ends up losing the column because she's giving these very, she's giving these advices that the column per se is not agreed to it, right? They're not really this is good advice. So she loses a job regarding that. The husband's boss, he basically gets he gets basically by someone, and then come to find out later on that the death of the boss is going to be framed to someone down the line. At the same time, a lot of stuff is going on with the daughters as well. One of the daughter is being shamed of gaining weight, not being able to run in the soccer team. So the coach also gets, taken care of in some way. Another daughter is being basically bullied and basically saying like, oh, I'm gonna leak all your pictures by the boyfriend. So again, Debbie take cares of it some other way. So there's a lot of instances where the character role, like Debbie, take cares of a lot of stuff. So one thing that I throughout the story is like you have this perception of what is happening, and the story just keeps on building onto it, and come towards the end, a lot of things are unraveling, and then what you have thought is not exactly what is happening. But also towards the end, you also come to find out that Cooper is very naive. Like in my mind, after I listened to the whole thing, I was like, is Cooper like dumb? Like, is he dumb? That was one of the things that came to my mind. But again, all in all, it can be a very easy read or a very easy listen if you're doing a lot of things, like you don't want to use your brain as much. This is a very good, easy read. So from a perspective of thriller, I don't know, this was my first thriller read, so I don't even know how to rate it, but I will give it this much, that it was very easy to listen. You can multitask while you're listening, so you're not going to have to use a lot of your cognitive energy while reading or listening to it. So I guess good on that aspect. So let me know if you would like to hear more on the reviews, book reviews. Currently, I am reading a book given by my professor, so maybe I will start the next series on the book that I recommended by my professor, and I'm reading those. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!